Hello. I'm back. Not that you've probably noticed I've been away because I've had videos scheduled whilst I've been absent, but I've been having technical difficulties with both my phones. I won't go into too much detail, but this one seems, apart from focus, because that's always an issue, but this one's now working again. Fingers crossed. So, I am here with my 10 crafty questions challenge, which was, I was tagged in and the challenge was set for me by Sharon over at, well, her YouTube channel, which is her name. Her YouTube channel is actually Sharon Tilyard, but over on Facebook and Instagram, she is Paper, Lace and Moments, and I will tag below anyway where you can find her. But yeah, so thank you, Sharon. Oh, I can't believe I'm doing this. I have been having such a blast, an absolute blast, watching my favourite YouTubers and fellow crafters and junk journalers alike answering these questions and getting to know more about them. I posted a picture on Instagram and Facebook not long since, a couple of hours ago actually. I've already had one doing this video and I've deleted it because it were over an hour long and I only got through 3 questions. You guys know me, you know what I'm like, for my mind not even wandering, it just goes on holiday and don't come back. Well, yeah, that happened. Anyway, yeah, I posted a picture of a setup of stuff that I was going to use for this video. I tried that in the last video that was over an hour long for just answering 3 questions. It might not happen, but I did say in that post that I make no promises that this video is going to be short or that my mind won't go on holiday and not come back. So fingers crossed I get it a bit shorter this time. So let's dive straight into the questions. And I've actually, through doing the last video, found a tiny get out clause for question number 5, and you'll find out that soon. Yeah, so question 1, fairly straightforward. What is your name? Well, contrary to popular belief, my name is not Minxie. My name is Victoria. But yes, my nickname is Minxie. My internet nickname is Minxie for way, I'm showing my age, way back to Yahoo and MSN Messenger chat room days. Oh my gosh. Actually, back at college, my nickname, internet name, was Bobbin. It was actually Bobbin80. I was born in 1980 and Bobbin was already taken, so... and I chose Bobbin at school because the internet, as kind of it is now, a search engine sort of thing, took off a little bit when I left school and went to college. I am 40 in, what are we in now? With the 8th or the 9th today, whatever, so in another 9 or 10 days, whatever, I am 40. When I was at college, so 16, 17, I left school when I was 16, I was one of the older ones, so around the age of 16 and a half, nearly 17. Well, yeah, more nearly 17, so I went to college in September, as my 70th birthday would have been in the October. So yeah, that far back, guys. We actually did, part of our college course then was actually learning to use the internet, the World Wide Web. Not the internet as we know it now, back then, the World Wide Web. But yeah, we actually, oh God, I feel so old. We actually did a course, part of our, I did business administration actually when I went to college. But part of my course was a lesson on how to use the internet, search for things and stuff. I think that's why Wednesdays are my favourite days, guys, because everybody's always, oh, what's your favourite day of the week? And it's Wednesday. Because when I left school, even at school, my favourite subjects that I had were always on a Wednesday, and when I left school and went to college, Wednesdays were my favourite day because for 3 hours on a Wednesday morning, we did the internet side of things, and then we had obviously breaks in between and lunch, and then in the afternoon we did what were it? Clate. which is, oh my gosh, I can't even remember what it stands for now, RSA Clate, which is basically word processing. There's not much more to it, it was just basically word processing. And I loved it. I just love being around a computer. When I was at school, we didn't even have Word back then. I don't know what we were probably using Notepad or something back then when I was at school, and I just loved the typing. I had a typewriter at home, and well, I didn't have a computer then like now, but I had a typewriter at home, and I loved it. And when I were at college, I remember saying, I don't care what I do when I leave college, just stick me behind a computer screen and I'll be fine, or stick me in front of a computer screen, I'll be fine. And I did. I went to college to be a secretary. I did an MVQ level 1 business administration course. But yeah. How did that tie in with what? See, I'm doing it again. Going back. Bad girl. See, mind, went on holiday. What's your name? Anyway, back to that. Yeah, my nickname at college was Bobbin, but then as I got older, it changed to Minxie, and everybody now calls me that. See what I mean? See what I mean? You've done, Sharon. Seriously, you really have to tag me. You know what I'm like. Anyway, yeah. But also, some of you probably won't know because it's mainly a family and mainly an inside family joke. I have another nickname, even though the majority of the time family, hubby and kids, mainly kids, call me Minxie. Taylor's 15-year-old now, and for the first 4 years of his life, he didn't know me as mum. He knew me as Minxie. He never called me mum, he called me Minxie. It was well funny. But yes, an inside family joke is my nickname, or I also known as Lady Victoria, because this was a jokey anniversary present. 3rd of April 2006, so that would have been our second wedding anniversary. Our anniversary is on the 2nd of April. So that 2004 we got married. So second wedding anniversary, 13 years ago, we married 15 years. So 13 years ago my husband decided it would really good fun to buy me a jokey present, as we do. And yeah, he bought me this little plot of land in Scotland, in Glencairn, and with it came an official legal title of laird or lady. So yes, I am actually legally entitled to use Lady Victoria on any official documents. I never do, but yes, so I'm a lady. I always think of Little Britain. But yes, so they do, Thoudman and my dad sometimes, Thoudman and the kids do sometimes refer to me as Lady Victoria. Like, kids will ring up and, Dad, Tony, my husband, actually isn't called Thoudman. Popular to contrary belief, he's called Tony. He's actually called Anthony, but there's only his side of the family call him Anthony. We all call him Tony. I call him Thoudman and a lot of other things, but that's another story. But yeah, they'll ring and they'll go, Dad, Tony, can I? And he'll say, oh, I don't know, you'll have to ask Lady Victoria. So, yeah. But yeah, so that's my name, guys. I'm called Victoria Louise. One is not amused, mother. One is not amused. I've never liked my name, guys. I'm sorry, I haven't. So it never bothered me one bit when kids started calling me Minxie. I'm like, go ahead, go ahead. But yeah, so I do predominantly get called Vic or Vicky, love, whatever. A few other choice words as well, depending what mood people are in. I'll answer to anything, guys. And Nana. I am not Grandma, I am not Nanny, or anything else. I am Nana. So yeah. I don't like Grandma, it makes me feel old, and I am not a goat, so I am not a nanny. I am a Nana. But anyway, yeah, so, number 2. Moving on. How did you come up with your YouTube name? Well, my YouTube name is my little business name. I use the phrase business lightly because it is a hobby business. But yes. And the name behind the business, which is also the name behind the YouTube channel, obviously because it's the same thing. Northern, basically I'm a northerner. I live in England, I live in Lancashire in England, and we are in the we're not in the northwest. Well, we are up northwest, but East Lancashire. But yeah, so northerner, craftaholic, pretty self-explanatory. I am craft crazy. And UK, obviously, because I'm in the UK. And because Northern Craftaholic was already taken. Excuse me, when I come to do my research on the business name to see whether or not I could use it legally, because you've got to be really careful these days and make sure you're not treading on anybody's toes. If a business name's already trademarked and whatever, copyrighted, obviously you can't use it. So yeah, although I believe it wasn't Craftaholic, I believe it was Northern Craftaholic. Can't quite remember, it was a while back. So I just added the Craftaholic and UK on the end, and I figured that would make me safe, which couldn't find it anywhere else at all. There was a Northern Craftaholic, HOLIQUE. So I thought, well, yeah, we're pretty similar, but that didn't have UK on it either. I thought pretty similar, but spelt differently. I think I'm pretty safe. So yeah, that's how that come about. Also, that ties in with, actually no, I'll do that in a minute. And then just to hit on that a little bit more, a subby, not long since, and I get this question quite a lot actually, a subby quite a while since asked, how did you come about your business logo? Well, come on, focus. Kind of like, what's the meaning kind of like, what's the meaning behind it, whatever. Oh, for goodness sake, here we go. There we go. Well, it's fairly simple, really, guys. It's dirty, actually. The rose, although not that style rose, the rose for ours is just like the head of the rose. As I've said, I live in Lancashire, home to Blackpool, guys, for those who aren't sure, or can't quite put a place to the name sort of thing. Blackpool is in Lancashire. I am about a 45-minute drive away from Blackpool down the motorway, an hour if you go the back road route. But yeah, but the rose basically is because it is Lancashire's county emblem. So obviously northern, because I'm a northerner, and I thought, well, put the rose in there because obviously Lancashire, the rose is the red rose is the county emblem. Yeah, and butterflies because they are my spirit animals, basically. So it is that simple. It really is that simple, guys. I wouldn't say they're my favourite animals, really. Dolphins are my favourite animals, if you call them. I know the mammals or whatever, porpoises. But yeah, dolphins are my favourite. But butterflies mean a lot to me, significance-wise. Yeah, they really do. So butterflies are like my spirit animals. Like Gail talks about rabbits being hers, butterflies are mine. Like Gail said, rabbits come to her at specific times of need, or when you're feeling low or whatever. Butterflies do that with me. So yeah, butterflies are my spirit animals. So there you go, guys. The rose, because it's my county emblem, and the butterfly because I love butterflies, basically. Number 3. What is your favourite craft? Oh my gosh, this is why the last video took me an hour to do, because I got stumped on this question. Didn't really get stumped on it, I just didn't shut up about it. Anyway, I will keep it short. Right, what is your favourite craft? Bead weaving, hand stamping, junk journaling. Can I move on now? Like, seriously, please, can I just move on now? Gosh, let's just whittle it down into this. This is where I come unstuck last time. Right, bead weaving. So, predominantly jewellery bead weaving. I have videos, if you go back on the YouTube channel, I have videos on how I made this bracelet. Not the full length video, the sped up, but because obviously trade secrets. Not trade secrets, but I used free tutorials that the tutorial couldn't be recreated, so I just did a sped up version of me making it. But But yeah, they're not theoretically bead weaving. Them. And this one. I have a video on this as well. Again, a sped up version. And there's plenty of photos of them. But yes, bead weaving, guys. Love, love, love bead weaving. And actually, in all fairness, bead weaving is my absolute passion. Which is where this comes in. Which ties in with number 2. How did you come up with your YouTube name? This isn't YouTube, but I branched out for the beading to Northern Beadaholic UK. The Facebook page is currently unpublished. The Instagram page is still there, but neglected because I don't have time at the moment for this. I don't hardly have time for anything. Because it takes so much to do bead weaving. It involves the teeniest, tiniest needles and thread, which I'll hit on in another question soon. But yeah, so using things like teeny tiny seed beads, and slightly bigger bicone beads to make this beautiful finished item. Again, with this, there's teeny tiny seed beads in there along with pearl beads and bicone beads, and it's all hand stitched, guys. Every bit of it is stitched by hand, needle, thread and bead, like you'd be sewing a piece of clothing or something, you know. Like I said, go and watch the videos. There's no video on that, but go and watch the videos. So, bead weaving, jewellery making. That's just a bog standard chainmail bracelet made with jump rings. This is beading as well, but onto elastic. So I used a big eye needle and some beading elastic to create that. This was made by me by hand as well. But that wasn't bead weaving, that was actually just threading beads onto eye pins. But yes, so there goes the bead weaved stuff. And like I said, jewellery making. These kind of fall in line with the beading, but these aren't mine. I do make these, I've made hundreds of these. These are gemstone chip bracelets, elasticated gemstone chip bracelets. I did not make these, my friend Juliet made these. Juliet used to be known as Luna Jewels, and she retired a while back, and when she retired I bought all of her stock off her, with full permission to use as is or pull apart and remake to do whatever I wanted with. This bracelet was in there and I couldn't bring myself to pull it apart or sell it, so I wear it a lot. Previous videos, earlier videos, you will see me wearing this a lot on this arm, but then Coffee Bean, grandbaby number 4, was born and he pulls and tugs at it, so I stopped wearing it. And then, yes, I'm speeding through this, I'm sorry, but otherwise we'll be here for another 6 hours. But then comes in the hand stamping, and I love that quote, Shakespeare, "To thine own self be true." I wear this bracelet a lot. Then I wear this one a lot, and I've textured it on that side. Not going to focus properly, but yeah, there you go. I've textured it on that side, this one as well. Till death do us part, forever and ever. But yes, and then I made this too. These are my personal jewellery collections. Oh, for goodness sake. Get off. I made that as well. I will not lie, I was in a dark place when I made that, hence the significance behind it. Hello darkness, my old friend. That was like nearly 3 years ago when hubby ended up in hospital the first time round. Yeah, it was not a good time. And then I had a do at wire work, which I didn't like. That is one long piece of wire that's been manipulated to create that heart, and then some smaller, thinner gauge wire to wrap around and hold it together. It took me about 9 attempts just to get that, so I give up. And then this, I love this. It is just plain and simple texture. That's all it is, just texturing on a nice little chain. And then another Shakespeare quote. Though she be but little, she's fierce. Yes, guys, so there you go. My favourite craft. So that's the, actually, that's the jewellery and hand stamp inside of it. And then comes the junk journals, which obviously, following the channel for a while, you'll have seen. I have done numerous journals. Well, actually, I don't think you've seen these. That's actually currently in the Etsy shop for sale. But yes, these are my journals that I have made. Where's it gone? There it is. Most recently video, you've seen that one. I don't think you've seen these yet. Not exactly a journal, but this was the latest one, my antique papery design team project, little notebook. Yeah. Whoop. Oh, right, we'll stay down there then. So yes, like I said, junk journaling. I love it. I absolutely love it. Although I don't really, I do say junk journaling, but I don't really class it as junk journaling because I'm not using junk. I class them as junk journals, but my most recent ones aren't really junk because I'm using digital kits and that's it. You know, I'm not adding junky bits of paper or anything into it. So anyway, previous to that, I went back, way back from when I was a kid, to scrapbook kind of things, scrapbooking, mini album making. Yeah, that's how I came about the junk journaling, by going back and finding videos on scrapbooking and mini album making. And then through different ways of binding and stuff and creating tags, I stumbled into the junk journaling world. So yeah, there we go. Pockets and tags and tucks, and this is falling apart. This was made with envelopes. But yeah, so that was like my first attempt at making a new mini, really tiny mini folio. People have asked, do you use your junk journals? I do. I don't use ones that I make up like that I kind of plan with intentions to sell or give away as a gift. But yes, I do. I have my own junk, and I call this, it's falling apart, this I would class as a junk journal. It was made with a paper bag. I will be very careful because there's stuff in here that's personal, because it is mine, that obviously I don't want to show off. Feathers. I was saying about butterflies being my spirit animals, and obviously feathers, birds, feathers. Like butterflies come to us at times of need, like they say robins, what's the word? Robins appear when loved ones are near, that kind of thing. Well, yeah, feathers. But the feathers have significance to us because of my grandma, my mum's mum. And them, believe it or not, all of them, they all came to me in one go, and these were all different times. Just recently, you guys who are following the channel, and who know us anyway, will know that Fegman went back into hospital to have his ileostomy, bag for life as we called it, reversed. And they appeared at times when I needed, or when I was feeling low. I like opened the door and there were one there on the doorstep. I actually walked out to my daughter's house after getting a phone call from Fegman saying I'm out, oh no, text message, not a phone call, saying I'm out of theatre, everything went okay. Opened front door to go and get in car, feather on the floor, awesome. Came home, settled down, did whatever, and then as I were coming out of the garden, we don't have a gate, but out of the edge of the garden, turned to walk on the main path, feather there on the floor, thought awesome. As I was crossing over the road, I stood waiting for, because my parents live 2 doors away from us, but there's a little road separating us, and as I was coming to cross over, just standing waiting for the cars to come, and I felt something tickle my foot, proper freaked out, thinking, oh my god, a spider, a rat, what the hell is it? Looked down, and then white feathers with her blowing right across my feet. So, you know, yeah, but yes, I do make my own journals and use them for everyday use, personal use and everyday use. So journals definitely favourite. again, we are at 24. Oh, that is awesome! 24 minutes and 44 seconds, and I'm on question number 3. Whereas last time I were at 1 hour and 27 minutes or whatever it were, and only on question 3, finishing question 3. So, bonus. Right, swiftly going to move on now because these are a bit easier. Number 4. Favourite place to shop for craft supplies? No secret, guys. You all know Amazon. Yeah, Amazon. Mainly because I love taking advantage of my Amazon Prime next day delivery, and depending what I'm ordering, sometimes same day delivery, but they usually come about 8 o'clock at night, which doesn't bother me anyway. But yeah, so Amazon, Etsy has now become one of my new favourite places to shop for stuff because digitals. I work a lot with digitals now, digital print, digital kits, digital prints. Excuse me. So yeah, favourite place to shop for craft supplies, right? So yeah, Amazon, B&M bargains. Oh my gosh, I think our B&M bargains is probably the equivalent to maybe your like Joann's or Michael's shop in America and other places, I think. But yeah, going there for one thing and come out with thousands. We do have other places like The Works. I do go there occasionally, but we don't have one local to us in town anymore. It shut down years and years and years ago. I was still a teenager when that shut down. But we do have one still. It's just a little bit further out of town in a mill that we have called Oswald Twistle Mills. Yeah, so every time we go there, they're crafty because The Works section is right near the exit, so you kind of walk through there to get through the, yeah, crafting monkeys they are. You don't have to walk through there, but of course everybody does. I do anyway. I can never ever go to Aussie Mills without coming home with something from The Works, even if it's a glue. I mean, I did one actually. I did a craft haul a while back from last time I went. I still haven't used that, but that came from there. Along with a load of paper and stuff anyway. Moving swiftly on. So, Amazon, B&M bargains, Etsy for digitals, especially digitals. Gonna get a slap on the wrist for saying this more than likely, but, and actually I watched Andrea over at Artie Mays. I watched her video this morning and I had to giggle because she confessed as well. She still uses AliExpress, despite the fact, like she said, that they have stolen her work and palmed it off as their own and whatever. I use Wish. I've never used AliExpress or the other one. I can't remember the name of it, but I believe there's another one. But I use Wish quite a lot, but I only use it for, like most other people, vellum stickers and things like that, lace and stuff. I don't buy stamps and stuff like that from, I mean, I did originally before I heard about the palaver of them stealing other people's designs. I checked, and thankfully the stuff that I have don't appear to be anybody else's work. But yeah, silly things like beads and buttons and... Like when I was beading, that's how I found out about Wish. I found out about Wish through a couple of different beading channels, and they were using Wish to buy their beads. Not Swarovski beads, but like Czech glass seed beads and stuff like that, because they were cheaper to get there than they were to get from other suppliers. And it were like, okay. And the other suppliers, like Andrea says a lot of the time, the other suppliers are buying from Wish anyway to sell on their sites at 3 times the price. So cut out the middleman, guys. But be aware what you're buying. Be sensible and buy stuff that's generic, that you know isn't potentially going to be a rip-off of somebody else's designs. Anyway, enough about that. So yeah, up until recent, our local haberdashery stall in the market hall, but it's shut down. I don't so much go into the pound shop that often anymore, but occasionally pound shop, Poundland. Charity shops, when I'm in the mood or when I'm out and about, I will go. I actually went into the charity shop yesterday and... Oh, where have I put it? Where did I put it? Oh my gosh, where did it go? See, this is what happens when you previously do a video and then you decide to get rid of it and tidy up. But yeah, like I said, charity shops when I'm out and about, and I've got time, I will call in and I will look through the charity shops and I will come out with a multitude of different things. That is really going to annoy me now, guys, because I had it like literally right here under my nose, not 20 minutes ago, well, longer than 20 minutes ago because I've been filming for half an hour, but oh poop, that's going to really annoy me now. But yeah, anyway, books. My most favourite one at the moment is our local Blind Society charity shop, which predominantly sells books. And as I mentioned in a previous craft haul video, craft haul, whatever it was, video, I've made very good friends with the two ladies that work, the two regular ladies that work there, so yeah, that's now become my new favourite shop, although it was a favourite shop anyway, but now I know them, and I know they don't frown upon people buying books to chop them up and craft with them. It's like my most favourite shop now, because I don't feel awkward going in there and buying anything, and that's the worst thing, when you go in a shop and you're buying something to do something else with it and you feel really awkward about buying it, because you know if the people that are in the shop know about it, they're going to frown on you. And actually I have been refused a sale in a charity shop for a book that I really, really wanted. And I mean, the book weren't cheap. I can't remember what book it were. It were a botanical book. It had the most amazing graphics and really nice font and everything in it. And it were about £6, which is dear for a book that you're going to cut up and reuse. Really, it's probably not actually. Not for that book, it probably wasn't. Anyway. But my mum decided it were good fun to make the usual psyche comment like, shameful cutting up books. You ought to, well, she kind of does it jokingly. Well, it depends what book it is. Some books I will point blank refuse to do, but I can't believe you're going to chop that up. Shame on you. And the woman heard her and she refused. Actually, point blank refused to sell it to me. Okay, the camera cut out. I forgot I've got a 30-minute limit on this before it cuts off on me. But anyway, I was saying about the woman in the shop point blank refusing to sell me the book because she overheard my mum telling me, I can't believe you're going to cut that up, shame on you. Jokingly. Like I said, there are certain books that she's like, please don't. And I will not with some of them. But yeah, I couldn't believe that this woman refused me in a charity shop. You know, it's like, really? Anyway, like I said, yesterday, we actually went clothes shopping yesterday, but right across the road from one of the shops where I was buying some clothes from is one of our charity shops called, is it Heritage? I think it's called Heritage. And it's supposed to be vintage stuff in there, but honestly, hardly any of it's vintage. But anyway, we went in yesterday, and I always have to go in and have a look. I love that shop. We went in, and I spotted this. I went through the books like usual, and I spotted this, and I proper like, oh my gosh, fangirled. I'm like, oh, mushrooms, mushrooms. Mum's like, you blooming crackers, you. 20p. They had a sale on them. I'm not sure how much it was in the first place, but they had a sale on, and it cost me 20p. 20p, guys. Look at all that fussy cutting. Awesome. Although I'm rubbish at fussy cutting, but even at that I might not do actually. I might just take it out and use it. It's quite glossy actually, so I might gesso over some of it. Anyway, moving on. I know I'm waffling, so I'm going to move on. Yeah, favourite places to shop, and now we're doing so well just then. Amazon, B&M. We'll just recap because I've rambled for good 10 minutes. Amazon, B&M, charity shops, Etsy for digitals. Right, now this one, I've kind of found a get out clause for this one. Top 5, question number 5 by the way. Yeah, 30 odd minutes in question number 5. We're doing well because like I said, I got to question number 3 in an hour and 20 something minutes last video. Question number 5, top 5 crafty YouTube channels. No. Short answer, no. I weren't going to answer this one. I've actually even put on it there, no fair, meaning I'm not answering it, it's not fair. But I've found a get out clause to this one. reason being, in the junk journaling community, no, I'm not answering it, because just no. I just can't, because I don't have 5 top favourites. I really don't. I kind of tell a fib there, because I do have a kind of top 3 people I go to watch videos, without a doubt. As soon as I load up YouTube, I will head to those. I do one and then the other and then the other. And I'll watch them before anything else, and then as soon as I've watched them, I'm always up to date with their videos. Always. Always, always. But if I go and think, oh, well, they haven't put one up yet, or, oh, I've watched that one, I'll go to the next one and then the other one, and then I'll just randomly go to subscriptions and check and whatever. But no, I'm not even going to name them, because it's not fair. This question just isn't fair. It really isn't. There's so many, so many. So I'm not answering it, but I found a get out clause, because I will answer it. I'm just not naming YouTubers. I am naming YouTubers, but I'm not naming junk journalists. What I will do is, and I've got my top 5, this I figured out in the last video that you will never see, because like I said, it were an hour and 20 odd minutes long for 3 questions. Yeah, so, and in this order, I wasn't going to do it in a particular order, but I did, in this order. So, top 5 crafty YouTube channels. Number 1, my girl, my favourite girlie, Michelle, over at Shell's CCC. Now, theoretically, she's not a YouTuber. She has a YouTube channel, but she's not a YouTuber like most of us. She is, however, a crafter. She makes cards. Her CCC is short for Cards, Colouring and Crafts. So it's Shell's Cards, Colouring and Crafts. And you guys will have heard me talk about Michelle's Shell many times, because we are like partners in crime on the internet. She's my online buddy, my online BFF. She's actually like my online wifey. But yeah, we've only really known each other about 2.5-ish years, 2.5-ish years. But we hit it off straight away, and we got close straight away, and we are like 2 peas in a pod. We get up to all sorts of mischief on and offline. We've never met offline, but we are doing in a couple of weeks' time. Yay! Stay tuned for that, guys. There's some awesome stuff going to be happening around that time. But yeah, so like I said, she has got a YouTube channel. There are a few videos on there, but she's not a YouTuber like we are. And it were actually, bless her, I'm going to give her credit. I really am going to give her credit, because just recently we hit 450 subscribers. We're over that now. Awesome, thank you guys. But it was Michelle and a group of other fellow crafter girlies that got me on YouTube in the first place. And that, I'll say got me. They kind of nominated me. We was at a time where we were doing a lot of networking and stuff for our Facebook pages, and it weren't working. Facebook, Instagram, whatever, Etsy, blah de blah, and the like. We tried Pinterest, me and a couple of others tried Google Plus, didn't work. Pardon me, now it doesn't even exist. We tried some weird one called Tsu, which was TSU. Tsu. They had an app and everything, that didn't work. We've tried all sorts of stuff, and then it were like, well, what other avenues can we on? Tumblr, Twitter, yeah. Where else can we go that might potentially get us seen? And at the time, it were like, well, actually, do you know what? YouTube's probably the biggest social networking platform out there. But how are we going to be able to tie that into business? Because they're all gamers, makeup artists, hair, style and all that holiday stuff. And I'm like, well, we won't know unless we try. So, of course, they're like, well, you've got the, dogs doodahs to do something like that. You do it. I'm like, are you joking? They're like, yeah, you can be our test subject. I was the one that was nominated to come on YouTube and give it a go. So I'm like, are you guys literally serious? And they're like, yeah, why not? We did this, we did that. It's your turn. I'm like, okay. So I did. That's how my YouTube channel started, guys. And like I said, Michelle was a very big driving force behind that. Like I said, there were other girls, my other crazy crafty crew, But yeah, there were others behind it, but Michelle has always been the huge driving force in the background behind. Keep it going, you're doing really well. I love watching your videos, and giving me ideas of things to do next and what have you. So credit to you, Shell. So you're my number one girlie. So like I said, number one, Shell CCC. Number two, another one of my girlies, my little warrior girlies, is Andi over at Kwirky Fit or dash whatever Andi. Now her YouTube channel is not a crafty channel, so to speak. It is more about her battle against anxiety through exercise. She's very inspirational, guys, worth a watch, but I will warn you in advance, she doesn't care. She does not mince her words, so there are a few choice words in there, although not really bad profanities or anything like that. But yeah, there's one or two naughty words in her videos. But she tells us as it is, guys, and she's very open and very honest, and yeah, she's very inspirational and amazing. So please check her out, but check her out with a heads up. And the reason I tag Andi, even though her YouTube isn't a crafty channel, she is a crafter. She's also a fellow crafter. She has a Quirky Fit Facebook page, but she also has her Facebook page and Etsy shop. I believe her Etsy shop's reopened, and she's under Rose Cottage Lace. No, is that right? Rose Cottage Lace. And she's a knitter. She knits things, guys, so she, like, at the moment, oh my gosh, at the moment she's in the midst of knitting a pastel shawl, and oh, it's amazing. It's to die for. I drool over it every time she posts pictures. Pastels are my favourite colours. Which we haven't come to yet. But yeah, so, like I said, so there's Shell over at Shell CC, then there's Andi over at Rose Cottage Lace, and here on YouTube, I will link everybody below, here on YouTube under Quirky Fit Andi. Third one I'm going to name Hannah from over at the Corner of Craft. Awesome. Again, she's a knitter, but she's also a crafter, or she used to be. I found Hannah way back, a good few years ago, way back when I was doing the bead weaving, or heavily into bead weaving before. I was still crafting, but before junk journaling I had a bit more time. And we had less grandbabies that took up all of our time. But yeah, and I found Hannah through the beading, through watching other bead weavers channels. Hannah popped up because she was doing the same back then. She was doing work with beading, but she did all other stuff as well, like plan with me videos where she were updating her weekly planner and that sort of thing. She did her thing showing how she's notorious for bright and bubbly hair colours. But yeah, so she was showing like how she makes up her own homemade hair dyeing kits and stuff. And then she did a few makeup-y things. She was just at a time where she needed to do something and just branched out and did different things. But then I was watching her around the time she branched from doing all that into dealing with the knitting side of things, and she went back to doing knitting. Well, she started doing knitting podcasts and stuff like that, and then from there she started hand dyeing her own yarn, and then from there it just rocketed, and she's under the Corner of Craft on YouTube and on Facebook and what have you. But she also goes under her yarn side of things, goes under the name of Chromatic yarns, and I have some of her yarn and it's awesome. Still haven't got around to using it, but it's awesome, guys. But yeah, I love Hannah. She's really funny. She's very down to earth. Like I said, although she's now predominantly knitting on her channel and everything like that, and I don't really knit, I still love watching her. I'm way behind with her videos, I must admit, I must confess. Junk journaling kind of took over my life a while, and I go in phases. Junk journaling kind of took over my life, and I'm behind in the beading and Hannah's videos, but I will go back. But yeah, so if you want something a little different, if you like knitting, then definitely go check her out. She also still beads, not tutorials wise or anything, but she also does still bead because she sells beaded stitch markers. She uses brick stitch beading. But yeah, so my third is Hannah. I have had many surreal sort of conversations with Hannah during her live YouTube videos in the past. So hi Hannah. Yeah. My third one, not fourth, sorry. So we've got again Shell from Shell CCC, Andy from Kwirky Fit Andi, Hannah from the corner of Crafty, and we've got Stephanie from Bronze Pony Beads, who knows me from Adam. She probably doesn't even know I exist. She is a fellow beader. And like I said, she was amongst the top of my favourite beading channels to go and watch. Again, I'm behind in videos because junk journaling took over. But yeah, so definitely Stephanie over at Bronze Pony Bead. Like I said, I will link below. So if you like working with beads and you like bead weaving, go check her out if you don't already know her. She's awesome. There's a lot of awesome ones, but definitely Stephanie's way up there. I've used a few of different ones of her tutorials and copied them, and well, I'm saying copied them, they're free anyway. All the videos that they do and the designs that she makes, they're free for you to copy and use. Give credit where credit's due, which I always do. But yeah, I've used her same tutorials, but I've also adapted her makes to suit. But yeah, I mean, she did a necklace and a bracelet, and I just shrunk it down and did one section of it and turned it into a set of earrings. I didn't have enough beads to do the full project, but I thought, you know what, they work just as nice as earrings. So I did that. Awesome. I love how you can do that with beading stuff. So yes, Stephanie over at Bronze Pony Beads. And then, lastly, number 5, I'm going to also tag Alicia at Beadiful Nights. Again, a beader. Again, Alicia was the first one, the very first one that I stumbled across, beading channel that I stumbled across when I went looking for. I did a beading course years and years and years ago at our local Kerr's link with my mum, and I loved it. And then I kind of carried on bit by bit on my own, and my mum dipped in and out of it. I kind of never really gave up, but I never progressed much. I just did about this much and then threw it to one side, or I'd unpick it and do it again, perfect that one and then move on to something else. But I never really finished anything. But then later on I thought, you know what, I'm going to have a look. There's got to be something out there. YouTube these days, there's got to be something out there. So I went searching on YouTube, and Alicia over at Beadiful Nights was the first one that I found. So she's like, yay. But yeah, and I love watching her channel. So please, and again, she doesn't know me from Adam. Probably doesn't even know I exist. So again, I will link below. Check her out. So that is my 5, guys. Absolutely nothing at all to do with junk journaling. There you go. So that's my get out clause for question number 5. Not a bit naughty that, weren't it? Well, there's nothing in the rules that say they have to be junk journal related. It says Crafty YouTube channel. Yes. So number 6, favourite colour. You're looking at it. Blue, turquoise, pink, purple, lilac, blurples, which is bluey purple, shabby chic. Say no more, that's me all over. Shabby chic. The typical bluey turquoisey, pinky purpley that you'd associate with shabby chic. That's me. My colours. And they are my colours. I say that because I literally, if I order anything from favourite crafters and whatever, and I'll just say, when they say, what colour do you want? I say, my colours please. That's what I get. I get everything in my colours. So yes, you're looking at it, guys. The crafting mats were a fluke. I bought them from Aldi and they were just a fluke. The business cards, business colours. I obviously come up with them. But then the craft mats came after and they were just perfect. So yeah, I've got a cup with my logo on in that one. That's the Craftaholic one. I've got the exact same cup with the same logo with the Beadaholic on in purple. But yeah, and Sharon, yeah, actually, seeing as how you tagged me, yes, look, if you can see there at the bottom, I also have a favourite cup that has chips in it and I can't bring myself to throw it away. There's 2 there in the bottom. Yep. And my Beadaholic cup is the same. That one's got a big chip here out at the bottom at the back, actually. I will finally, I've actually rebranded my logo, and I will actually get round to buying new ones with the new logo on, and these I'll just put to one side. I'll put my paintbrushes or something in it. I won't get rid of them. I'll see if Typeman can knock the handle off and file it down so it's not sharp, and I'll use them as pen pots or something. But anyway, yeah, so favourite colour, I ain't going to go any further into that. You're looking at it. Pink, purples, blues, turquoises, aquamarine, like Andrea over at Artie Mays said, sea colour, aquamarine sea colour. Yeah, shabby chic is just me. So there you go, guys. And black. Black as in clothes wise. Favourite colour is blue. Without a shadow of a doubt, blue. But clothes wise, I wear a lot of black. I mean, at the moment I've got a blue top on. It's wet because I made a brew and I washed my cup and splashed myself like always. But yeah, I've got a blue top and I wear a lot of blue tops, but black. I've got black pants, black leggings, black jeans, that sort of thing. Yeah, but predominantly my favourite colour is blue, and colours like my colours you're looking at them, like I said, shabby chic, the typical white, like the typical whitewashy shabby chicy look. That's me. So there you go. Favourite colour. I don't need to hit on that anymore. Number 7. Oh, we're getting there now. Where are we at? Nearly 20. Yeah, we're alright. Yeah, number 7. Oh, favourite craft tools to craft with. Oh, shoot. Where do I start? Where do I start? I'm going to hit on the 3 crafts that I currently do, because I have loads of different crafts on the go. And I can't show all of them because my hand stamping stuff, predominantly all my hand stamping stuff is packed away. But hand stamping wise, we'll start with that. The metal hand stamping is these. The font. This, oh, and I'm trying not to drop these because I've got a glass mat underneath me and it'll crack. So, thank you. There you go. This is the font and it's called Juniper. I love this font. It is my favourite and most used. I have others, but this is the most used one. And I love it. So, that is also the font that you saw me using. If you've watched it, I'm not sure if it was the last video that I posted or maybe one before. I'm not sure, but anyway. If you go back down the list, there is a video called Trainer Tags, hand stamp personalised trainer tags or whatever, hand stamping. If you watch that video, you'll see me using that font and how I hand stamp. But yes, so I've got that down, and then I've got my texturing hammer, which my hammer's called Woody because it's got a wooden handle. All my craft tools and have names. But yes, that's the texturing side, that is the stamping side. So that's what I use to hit the metal stamps with to leave the impression. That's what I use to texture the edges. My favourite tools. I'm not really going to go into much more with regards to the hand stamping besides these. That and, oh my gosh, this. I'm not going to lift them up because it won't focus anyway. These are design stamps. Those are font stamps. These are design stamps, and the reason they are design stamps is because they are these designs. Each one of them is a different design. So you've got like a duck, a bear, a teddy bear, a dinosaur, a dragon, an angel, a heart, awareness ribbon, jigsaw piece, which I use for the autism symbol, not autism symbol, autism awareness when I'm stamping that stuff. Yeah, baby, girl, boy, cat, dog, there's all sorts, little piggy. Yeah, there's all sorts. These are and there is some more on there that I haven't stamped on here. This needs updating. So yeah, my favourites when it comes to stamping. Also my tumbler, which is right on the top shelf here, and I can't be bothered getting the ladders down to get it. If you watch the stamping video, the tumbler is like the pink and grey round thing that I used to put everything in, and it's like a washing machine for metal. Right, so that explains that. If you want to see more on that, go and watch that Trainer Tags video. Right, so that's as far as the stamping goes. Bead weaving, beads obviously. Favourite craft tools are beads. My favourite of all time beads are crackle beads. It might not focus because of the way that they are. Oh, it has done. As you can see, they speak for themselves. The name explains it all. They are cracked inside. They have like a cracked effect, and they are awesome, absolutely awesome, because when the sun shines, which it is just about to do, they shimmer and shine and sparkle like diamonds. Shine bright like a diamond. Yes, that's not all I've got. I've got millions and millions of these beads in tons and tons of different colours. Crackle beads are my favourite of all to wear. I've got seed beads, I've got bicons. I have got genuine Swarovski crystal beads, and they are still my favourite, and they are cheap beads, basically. They are like cheap and cheerful beads. They're still glass. They're not plastic or anything, they are glass. But they are like so cheap, really cheap, but they are my favourites. Like I said, I've got genuine, certificate wise and everything, genuine Swarovski crystal beads, bicone beads and all sorts, and I love them, but they're my favourite. So yeah, that's just me, I'm cheap and cheerful. Keeping in keeping with the beading side of things, my favourite tools, Vanellope voodoo doll. She's my pincushion. Oh, I love that. I bought this on Etsy from a crafter under the name of Sam's House of Crafts, and I will link to her below because I think she deserves it. I love it. And it actually came with the blue pins in as well. Awesome. But yes, my beading needles, which, can you guys see them? Yeah, join the club. Oh my gosh, these things are lethal. They are so thin, but they are so freaking sharp. If you stab yourself with one of them, I swear to goodness it goes right through to the bone. They are awful. They're awesome, but they're awful. And they are Tulip brand, which, like I said, Tulip brand in the beading community world is pretty much on a par with the Tim Holtz brand in the junk journaling community crafting world. So it's not going to focus because they're that tiny. But yes, and speaking of tiny, can you guys see the head on that? The eye, I mean, not the head. Oh my gosh, you're not going to see it because it won't focus. It's... yeah. Can you see? Yeah, join the club. But funnily enough, I bet I can't do it now because I tried last video and actually couldn't do it. But funnily enough, as tiny as that is, and without my glasses on, because I've needed glasses for a long time when doing close-up works, but I need them even more now. But, funnily enough, not now because I'm seeing double. Oh, I've split the thread. Whoopsie. This is Nimo thread actually. Nemo as people call it, but it's Nimo because it's nylon. Which is actually not one of my favourite crafting tools because it's a bit outdated. There are beaders out there still use that, but I use Fireline, which I haven't got any to hand down here. It's packed away, but I use Fireline, which is fishing line, when I'm beading because it's stronger. But yeah, so there you go guys, look at that. Not first time because I split the thread first time, but the needle is threaded. As teeny tiny as that is, the needle has been threaded. And most of the time, even without glasses, because I've beaded that much, most of the time I can get it threaded first go. But I can't thread my sewing machine needle. What's that about? Honestly, what? Seriously? I really struggle to thread my sewing machine needle, and it's the eye on that is bigger than that, so go figure guys. Seriously, go figure. And then I have to put my bobbin on top of the needles to know where the needles are. But yes, so favourite crafting tools, supplies, whatever, as far as beading goes. That's that. Okay, so now we move on to the journal side. And I have got down here DigiKits. Speaks for itself. Favourite crafting tools, digital kits. I use a lot of digital kits, and especially now I am on the antique papery design team. Yes, I am kind of overwhelmed, absolutely overwhelmed with the amount of digital kits I have to play with. These are only a few. I got my monthly email the other day on Sunday with the newest kits, and wow. But yes, so that's only some of antique papery, and like I said, DigiKits, just loads, guys. So well, yeah, not Etsy, I've already named Etsy as a favourite craft supplier, craft place to shop. These are digis from Mary Walden. She's awesome. She really Mary, you really need to stick these in your Etsy shop, honey. They're just gorgeous. She posted them as freebies in a group, in the Artie Mays and Friends group. Speaking of Artie Mays, these are all back to front and upside down and all over the place. Yeah, speaking of Artie Mays, a couple of kits that I've got from her recently. Oh, gorgeous, just gorgeous. Can't remember the name of the blue one, but then this one is Lavender Hues. Oh, it's just amazing. And then this one, and I'm specifically naming this one, and you'll find out why soon, is from Susan Taylor Brown over at Poppiness. She's actually Susan Taylor Brown here on YouTube, but her Etsy shop is Poppiness, and these are hers. I haven't got around to using them yet, but oh my gosh, they're awesome, and I love the way they're printed out, because they're printed out almost pastel, like muted pastel, which I love. Look at that. Look at that. Anyway, yep. So DigiKits, and these are only a few, like I said. Oh my gosh, I use a few, so I suppose that kind of hits in with shops to use, doesn't it? Really. So there's Artie Mays, there's Gail's shop, which is cinnamon tea for. I have her collage kit and her painted papers and. Yep, Artie Mays, I've got a few different ones of hers now, including her tickets kit. Susan Taylor Brown at Poppiness for her eco prints. Tracy Fox, oh my gosh, she's like probably besides antique papery, because I'm on the design team, Tracy Fox is the one that I have the most DigiKits from. I've got loads. I think I've got well over 30 now, maybe even more than that. Oh gosh, I can't think. My brain's gone dead now. Digital Curio. I've got quite a lot of theirs. Theoretically, I have more of their kits than I do Tracy's, but one of theirs was a bundle, so I got like, I think there were about 20 kits in one. As a bundle, so that was a bit of a cheat. There is, oh gosh, right, I know this is kind of veering off track a little bit, but I'm going to do it anyway. So yeah, Tracy from Love Junk Journals, Digital Curio, Ephemera's Vintage Garden, oh of course, sorry Debbie Ann. Debbie Ann from Ephemera's Vintage Garden, she was the first junk journaler I stumbled across. Artie Mays, Tinker & Co Digital on Etsy. They're not journalers, YouTubers or anything, but I use them. Victoria Designs, actually I've just bought 2 more of her kits. Gail's channel, and then Susan Taylor Brown at Poppiness, so that's why I couldn't think of any more, because there is none. So yes, that's them. So yeah, favourite craft tools, DigiKits. I'm wandering again. Scissors, right, these. Good call on these scissors, guys. There's a few of you mentioned these. They are, sorry, cut off. Got to the half-an-hour mark. Yep, there's a few of people have mentioned these, and I actually, Sharon has some of these in her video. Oh, Sharon's are gold. Mine are silver. Yours are gold, Sharon. Yours are better. But yeah, they are wicked. I love them. So scissors, definitely. Actually, something very unusual to me that I never thought I would get on with and like is this, my craft knife. I've always been a bit scared of these things, but we are pretty much best friends right now. And it was just an Aldi one. I got it in a little kit. And then, oh yeah, art glitter glue. Favourite glue. I do have Fabri-Tac, and I have the Beacon 3-in-1, which is just the same as Fabri-Tac, that I use a lot, but I use art glitter. I actually reach for art glitter glue before any of them. I love it. Yep, I have the Tombow Aqua. That's good glue, but it takes a while to dry. It's a very, very wet glue. Pardon me, it takes a while to dry. And if you use too much of it, it ripples. Excuse me. And then, this is what I was laughing at. Metal ruler. Oh my gosh, yes. My Kerr ruler. Awesome. Oh, I've forgotten who it is now. There's been a couple of different YouTubers say about this. And who it were from. I got it from Amazon, but I've forgotten the name of the people. But yes, my metal Kerr ruler. And then, most recent favourite are metal rulers. I have a set of 3. I have the 12-inch, the 6-inch, and then over here that I actually don't use, or I haven't used yet because it's big, is the 16-inch. They come as a set of 3 from Amazon. I think it were about £8. But yes, so currently my favourites, new favourites, and yeah, still no sign of the centre ruler. Anybody following that? Yeah, a while back, a good few months ago, I bought a metal-edged centre ruler. One of the, it's probably about this thick actually, and it's got a 0 in the middle with lines, and then it's got a 1 at each side, a 2, a 3, a 4, blah blah blah. So obviously you just put it in the middle and then you line it up so that it's equal at either side and you can find the centre point. But it also has a metal edge on it, which is what I wanted it for, to use with the craft knife. I thought I had dreamt purchasing it because I can't find it. So I went back through my purchase history on Amazon and I'm like, I definitely bought it and I remember it coming, but I cannot find it for love nor money anywhere. I have followed everybody's suggestions and I cannot find it anywhere. So I don't know what's happened to that. But yes, so favourite ones, and then these. These at the moment are my most used and most loved crafty things that I just will not do without. Would not do without. Now I have a lot of people swoon over this when I show them, or when I'm not showing, when I use this in videos. I have people swoon over it going, oh my gosh, you've got a 3-in-1 corner rounder. Yes, I have a 3-in-1 corner rounder. Kerr also has one in a different colour. Amazon. I got it like ages ago. Yeah, Amazon. I think it cost me about 6 or 7 quid. It might not have even been that. I love the fact it's in my colours as well. That was unintentional, but yes, I love that because there's 3 different sizes on it. But most recently is these, the tag punch and the tab punch. So the tab punch does that. I believe if you double it over and get it in right, you can get the double thing, but I haven't quite mastered that yet. So the We Are Memory Keepers tab punch. The name of these completely escapes my mind. Don't know. But yes, the tag punch. I love this one because I can get 3 different widths out of that. And then this is my new favourite friend. I'll put them away. I have border punches and all sorts, but I use them to the most. And then this is my new favourite friend. It is a corner rounder from X-Cut. Is it X-Cut? Yeah, X-Cut. Which I think, does it belong to Do Crafts or Door Crafts? I can't remember anyway, but yeah. And pretty simple. Oh, when you get it in right. Nice. Smooth corner rounder. Only one size. But yeah, but then if you turn it that away and put your paper in at this side, and beware because it flies off everywhere in your face. So, or over there like that, or most of the time in my brew. But yes, if you use it at that side, look, I can make tickets. I am so easily pleased, can't you tell? Yeah, absolute life changer. Absolute life changer, I love it. I would not be without it. I absolutely love it. And why did I not know about this sooner, guys? Seriously? I've seen people using just these corner rounders and... yeah, but why? Why did I not know that this thing existed? I've spent ages stressing like crazy, which is one of the reasons I ended up with these scissors, trying to cut these little inverted dimple things, whatever you call them, out of the ticket shapes. Man, that makes it so much easier. But yes, so there you go. Oh, right, let's move on really quickly now because I'm waffling again and I refuse to redo this video. Also, I'm running out of time. So that was number 7. I've covered all that now. Oh, and sewing machine. Right, the last one, I'm not showing you because it's all the way over there, but my sewing machine is now, which I never thought I'd say, but is now my new favourite crafting tool. We are like the best of buddies now. It is a Singer Symphony 6 machine. It's got all the different stitches and stuff on. And because she is a Singer Symphony, me and Taylor have named her Melody. Melody, not Melanie. Melody. Because she sings. Anyway, never mind. I name all my craft tools, it's fine. I just feel closer to them. We get on better. Anyway, so where are we? Number 8, right. Number 8, where do you get your crafting love from? Mummy. Simple as my mother. Yep. Oh, sorry, skipping back to favourite crafting tools. The other 2 favourites are these. My small scoreboard and my stamping platform. That's all I'm going to say on that. We're moving swiftly on. Yeah, I love them. Anyway, like I said, moving on. Where do you get your crafting love from? Crafting love from? My mum. Plain and simple, my mum. Ever since... Right, I'm going to answer these 2 questions in one. Question number 8, where do you get your crafting love from? Number 9, when did you start crafting? So these 2 questions I'm going to lump together because they're all the same question to me. So yeah, my mum, I get my craftiness from my mum's side. I get my hoarding from my dad and my mum, but mainly my dad. I get the hoarding side of things from my dad. The crafting side of things as regards to making something out of nothing, my mother. Yes. My mum used to be a seamstress. She's done many different things in her lifetime, but she used to be a seamstress, so the sewing and stuff like that comes from her. Although, like I said in previous videos and many times, I used to watch her with a sewing machine and she used to terrify the life out of me. The amount of times she used to sew her finger to the blooming machine. And through watching Mum on the sewing machine, I actually had a sewing machine phobia. So she thought it'd be good fun a few years ago to buy me a sewing machine to help me get over that phobia, and I'm like, no way, not going anywhere near it, hate it. Thank you, but no. So it sat there for ages, doing nothing. In the box, I got it out once or twice. Nope, don't like it. Put it back in the box, ignored it. And then through YouTube and the junk journaling and watching Gail Agostinelli, thank you Gail, I got brave enough to think, well, alright, I was never any good at sewing material to material. Maybe I'll try sewing paper. And oh my gosh, we are now the best of buddies, and me and Melody. Yeah, we have a ball these days. Alright, I'm still not that fantastic, and yeah, but I'm no longer scared of her. But yeah, they're not great, but yeah, I plucked up the courage and I've taught myself. I mean, don't get me wrong, Mum taught me to use a sewing machine loads of times, but I hated them. But yes, over the last few months, we have become rather good friends. Look at this, I got Crafty. I got very brave and cocky with this and even put a pocket on that one. Them are my Franken tags. But yes, so look at that. I even got smart there and used a decorative stitch. Come on. Focus. Thank you. See? I even used one of my cute little decorative stitches on that one. Yes, so there you go. But yeah, like I said, my love of crafting came from my mother. And how long have you, when did you start crafting? Ever since I can remember. Ever since I can remember. I can't ever remember a time when I didn't craft of some description, drawing, painting, gluing, sticking, anything. Paper crafting is... That's question number 10. So I suppose we'll answer 8, 9 and 10 together. So 8, where do you get your crafting love from? 9, when did you start crafting? And 10, what has been your favourite craft so far? Paper crafting. I love beading. Beading is my passion. I will say that over and over and over again until I'm blue in the face. But paper. Paper. Pen and paper. Honestly, I can never, ever, ever remember a time when I didn't have pen and paper to hand, or in my hand, or in my bag, or next to me. Just always, always, always paper. Paper, pens, pencils, felt tips, crayons, whatever. I'm no good at art. I can't draw to save my life. You can't even draw a stick man properly. And to say that I spent 90% of my childhood writing, and I mean writing, honestly, I used to love writing that much. English literature. English has always been my favourite subject. I hate maths, always loved English, and I used to love writing that much. Do you know what? When I was a little girl, I used to come home from school, and even when I were at primary school and whatever, even when I were at high school, right up until being like maybe 14, 15-year-old, yeah, at that age, I used to give myself lines. You know, when you used to get lines at school for being naughty, I will not drop chewing gum, I will not drop biscuits on the floor or whatever, I will not stick chewing gum under the table, I will not throw a pen at my friend, yeah, you know, I will not be disrespectful to the teacher, whatever. I used to write lines myself at home. I used to give myself lines to practice my handwriting. Honestly, seriously guys, just paper in general. So I guess, really, paper has got to come under the favourite craft tools to craft with. Paper, I don't know why I didn't mention that, just paper in general. I love it. I have always had a journal, diaries, as we like properly know them as, really. I've always had a diary or a book of some form. Exercise books, God, I used to come home from school with loads of exercise books. I used to go to Asda's and wherever, back then would have been stationery box as well as the works. Stationery box came before the works. Used to buy packs of school exercise books and do my own work and write my own stories and silly stories and stuff like that. Always, 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 guys, paper, pen and paper, always. So there you go. But my crafty love comes from my mum, and my mum deserves a mention because my mum also is part of this business with me, not so much YouTube but my little business venture. My mum does all the cross stitching. Now this I don't have the patience for. I do cross stitch, well I can, but I do not have the patience for this whatsoever. But yes, so my mum made these, and these, well, they're not now. I've got the listings for them, but they're not in the shop anymore, but they have been in the shop. But yeah, my mum does this. This is her passion at the moment in time, is cross-stitching. But yeah, I've had these for some years. They've been in and out of the Etsy shop numerous times. Yeah. Some of them, actually, because when we first started doing this, we were backing it with double-sided sticky tape, and it's coming off, but now I know about Fabri-Tac, I'll be gluing them all back on again. Yeah, we did these as well, so bone cancer, breast cancer, prostate cancer, mental health, fibromyalgia. Yeah, like I say, she does all the cross-stitching for the business. When I was saying no I didn't actually, that was in the last video, so I won't hit on. When I reopened as Northern Craftaholic from a different name, we rebranded, and this is what we opened up with, Mum's Cross Stitching. my jewellery making and mum's cross stitching. She's made cards. Yeah, there's tons of stuff. She kind of gets the patterns from her cross-stitching magazines. She's very careful on which ones she uses, makes sure that they're not branded like, oh, that's my favourite, like Tatty Teddy or Disney or anything like that. We make sure, I'm not going to go through them all, but you get the gist. We make sure the ones that we know we can reuse, because they do come with a thing on them telling you that you can, whether you can reuse them or not. And then she adapts them to make her own. Like these have all been designs in magazines, and then she's split them up to make her own. Tree decorations that she made a couple of years ago, not last year, the year before. Cute. Actually, some of these I actually never got around to photographing and putting in the Etsy shop, so maybe that's what I'll do, because we haven't got any cross stitching in the shop at the moment, mainly because not long since I was thinking of shutting it down. But yeah, these are like two-toned Christmas decorations or gift tags, whatever you want to use them for. Oh, I've just done them. These are my favourites. I love these penguin gift tags, which I said were too cute to use as gift tags. They need to be on the tree as tree decorations. But aren't they just the most sweetest little things ever? So cute. Honestly, so freaking adorable. Look at them. But yeah, this is my mum's work. I haven't got the time nor the patience to do stuff like that, but yeah, I can quite happily faff around with paper all day and teeny tiny beads. You know, Mum kind of moved on from the beading stuff to do this. She's always kind of cross-stitched. I can remember her cross-stitching and whatever when I was younger. Not like she does now, but she has done. I think she probably even tried to teach me at one stage, and I just weren't interested. These were the original tags that she did for Christmas when we first opened 3-4 years ago. 4 years ago now we've been open, haven't we? 4 years in August. So yeah, she did these right at the very beginning. We opened in the August, and these were in the shop in Christmas. At Christmas. Not sure where that's come from. But yeah, and then I love this. I love this one. This has been in the shop many times, and it's like I can't actually believe it hasn't sold. My kids have 4 feet, fur babies. How cute is that? Then she's done cup coasters. Be happy. This is my favourite. I absolutely love this. I think it's gorgeous. It's just so plain and simple, but so effective. That one, new baby. Cat one. We've got quite a bit of cat themed stuff because we did Mum did make quite a bit of stuff for a cat themed event that we were doing, but then we ended up having to pull out because we had other stuff going on at the time. But yeah, and then these are coaster inserts, so obviously you put them inside the cup coasters. But yeah, just married. Dinosaurs. There you go. Dogs, Mr. and Mrs. I laughed when she gave me that. And then Halloween ones. Cool. Halloween gothic style. Awesome. Like I said, the cup coaster inserts. They just ended up as spurs because I'm running out of the blanks. Pardon me. These ones, pardon me, these ones I actually haven't photographed. The Halloween ones have been in, but these I haven't photographed yet. So I'm not bothered faffing trying to put them back in there. And then we also opened up with key rings that she'd made. There you go, little kangaroo, or wallaby, whatever it is. Kangaroo. Bee. Frog. flower. Fishy. That's my favourite. I love that. That's like a dandelion leaf kind of thing. Then with obviously some more cats. They're the same cat, but if you look closely, they've got a different colour collar on. So that's green, that's orange, that's blue. We have a red one. Yeah, that's it. We only did them. Then she did a witch's hat. Spider. A boat, and then I kind of added to that with some beads in a boat, some beads in a boat, yacht charm. And then, oh, and a duck. And then she did these, which I love these. I think they're so cute. There's one missing. Oh no, it's there. There you go. It's like England, Ireland, Scotland and Wales, I think. Can't remember. Obviously England, Scotland and Wales. I'm not sure about that one. I think that's how it's in it. Anyway, whatever. But yeah, so we did them. Well, she did them, should I say. They've been in and out of the shop a few times as well. But yeah. And then, them are all like business related for sale. But then this, look at these guys, she does this as well. She did this for me, based on a quote that I found on Pinterest when grandbaby number 1 was born. I just love that quote. But yeah, so she made me that. And then she made me this for Christmas a few years ago. I think it was Christmas, either Christmas or birthday or something. Fat Club says no. It was Slimming World related. These are not for sale. These especially, well, that were a Pinterest copied one anyway, so definitely not for sale. And this is Tatty Teddy, definitely not for sale. But this is just to show you what she's capable of, basically. Other than this stuff, this is what she's capable of. But yeah, so Tatty Teddy with all the cakes, and Fat Club says no, because that's a standing joke in this house, because I do Slimming World, and every time I eat something or they catch me eating something, I'm not allowed. Black Fat Club says no. So yeah, it's not Slimming World, we refer to it as Fat Club. Even 90% of the members of Slimming World call it Fat Club. But yes, so there you go guys, that answers pretty much all of my questions. So like I say, 8, 9 and 10 were pretty much the same questions. Where do you get your crafty love from? My mum. And YouTube, I've put YouTube down on here because obviously, yeah, I get a lot of, I wouldn't say crafty love, but I get a lot of inspiration from YouTube. And fellow, especially where the junk journal community is concerned. But yeah, the community is awesome. When did you start crafting? Like I said, ever since I can remember. And what has been your favourite craft so far? Paper. I wouldn't so much say the journaling or the beading, just paper. Anything to do with paper. But like I said, beading is my absolute passion, but my favourite craft is anything to do with paper. So, and then the next one is I'm supposed to tag up to 3 people. Well, do you know what? I actually have on here 5 people actually, but 3 of them have already been tagged and they've already actually done their videos. So I am going to tag Michelle from Michelle's CCC, and I've already pre-warned her about this, and she's like, yeah, go on then. She's not a junk journaler, as you guys have noticed from my 5 crafty YouTube channels. But she's like, yeah, no worries, because there's nothing in the rules that says they've got to be junk journalers. So I tag Michelle from Michelle's CCC. As far as I know, she hasn't been tagged yet, or if she has, I don't think she's done a video on it yet, but I need to catch up. I also tag Susan Taylor Brown from Poppiness. And my 3rd one, and I think she has been tagged, I'm pretty sure, I don't know, I need to catch up on hers as well. My 3rd one, I'm going to tag Natasa from Treasure Books, because I love watching her channel too. I love watching everybody's channels, but I love watching her channel too, and I have done quite a few of her little bits and bats. My 4th one was going to be Kerr, because I love watching G. I also I've done quite a few of her makes as well, and my very first ever tutorial Thursday video was a video showing how to do one of G's tutorials, the bookmark belly band, which is my favourite one of all. Yeah, I love that. So I was going to tag G, but I've seen that she's already been tagged. She also mentioned it, I think, in one of her videos that she'd already been tagged. She just hasn't done the video yet, I don't think. And my fifth one, I was actually, I mean, breaking all the rules. You're only supposed to tag 3, but you know me. My fifth one, I was actually going to tag Moira McDonald from Bygones Era, but I can't find her, guys. I messaged her, actually managed to find her on Amazon, not Amazon, oh for God's sake, I've got Amazon on the brain, on Instagram this morning, and I've messaged her, but she's disappeared off Facebook again, and I haven't, like, don't think, she hasn't put a video up on YouTube for a few weeks, so I just dropped her a message this morning letting her know that I was thinking of her and I hope everything's okay. So I won't tag her, I won't add extra pressure onto her, not that there's any pressure for any of you guys to do this anyway. But yeah, so in this I am going to tag Natasha from Treasure Books, Susan Taylor Brown from Poppiness, and my girlie Michelle over at Shell's CCC. So I will tag them below. I will also message them and let them know I have tagged them, or even you guys pop on over and tell them tag you're it. And thank you to Sharon for tagging me. Yeah, thank you. Oh my gosh, right, I'm going because I think this video is 2 hours long. I know the original one were about 3 hours long, but anyway, right, thanks very much guys, and I hope to see your videos soon. Thanks for watching, bye!